Good evening. Welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. Yay. Thank you for that. All right, guys, let's take a look at what we got here. We're continuing with a Civil War soldier theme, and we have a few things to share with you tonight, so let's get started. Up here on the top, we have an artillery piece. We have some trees. Some Union soldiers by Marx. Actually, these are recasts, as you know. And some Confederates by Classic Toy Soldiers. All right, I will spend some more time looking at these. So let's go up to the top shelf. Now, I've showed you one of these, I think, last week. And it's by Classic Toy Soldier. It's a reproduction of a cannon that was featured in the Marx Civil War playset. And this was the cannon that was pulled by the caisson. As you know, they have a smaller cannon that almost looks like a little mountain howitzer. You know, the kind they would unpack and put on a mule. It kind of looks like one of those, but it's not. It's just downsized. And anyway, this one came with the caisson, and it's a pretty good size. Let me put a soldier next to it so you can get some idea of the scale of it. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll try this. See, that's pretty good. Okay. The trees, it comes in a set by BMC. And BMC apparently has made an arrangement with Classic Toy Soldiers because these are CTS trees inspired by Marx. They're not actually Marx trees, but they look similar to Marx trees, such as this row here. And you can see that it's not actually, it says CTS, it's not a Marx. But, and it comes with these dead trees, 2 brown, 2 tan. And then also we have this one here. I'm sorry I have to go through this quickly because I only have 15% battery life left. Is that in focus? It's not focusing, is it? There we go. This, of course, is a CTS tree as well. And what's kind of neat about it is that it all comes in one package. And that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. It's always fun here at, oh, for God's sake. All right. We're causing deforestation here. You would think this was the jungle in Brazil, by the way. I'm knocking these trees over so quickly. All right. I think everything's... Oh, no, this one is still down. Okay, so we're back on track. Oh, here we go. What was I saying? I can't even remember now. Before I started chopping down trees. Oh, he's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. I won't go into the rest of that song, although it's probably kind of current now. Poor Monty Python's Flying Circus is probably banned now because they made fun of all the sacred cows, or today's modern sacred cows, as we say. Anyway, these are the Marx Union troops. And this is some of Marx's finer works. And it comes in the pleasing powder blue. When I was researching these online, I found out that these are sort of hard to come by. So let's take the figure out of the lineup here and take a more closer view of him. The musket is too long. if you are of average height and you put the butt of the musket between your feet there and bring it up, it goes up to about just a little bit above the middle of your chest, so where that strap is. And this one, of course, has a antenna. Oh my God! Yes, he's a Martian. He has he's my favorite Martian. He has an antenna there. No, a bayonet. And but even despite the fact that he has a bayonet, this rifle is just a tad too long. But it's okay because most of the time they make them too short. But this is right on. So what do you see here? There's his cartridge box. And I don't see a cap box. So no cap box. And there's no haversack. Shows the canteen and but why is it out of focus like that? That's maddening. You've heard me complain about that before. I need a phone that doesn't do that. He's got a hard pack. They probably would have had a soft pack. During the Civil War, various makers would patent field gear, and there's many different patents for a knapsack. The hard pack was one of them. He would have had an haversack, which is missing here, and he would have had a cap pouch right there. But otherwise, he's okay. So if you can get some powder blue Yankees, I would do it while you can, because it appears that they're not making them. Although BMC is selling a Civil War set that contains these and the original Marx, well, copies of originals of their Confederate infantry. And but they're in a darker gray instead of the light gray that we had when we were kids. Although the figures back in the day came in various shades depending on what colors Marx had available to them at the time. Now, this last row is classic toy soldiers, Confederate infantry. These are nice. You probably recognize this guy. He looks very familiar, doesn't he? He's like the Marx Confederate who's been shot and is leaning back. Either that or he's singing in the shower. Oh, sole mio. I can't sing. We know that. These are nicely done. They compare favorably with Conte Confederates and also Toy Soldiers San Diego Confederates. Probably not as nice as those, but very close. I mean, they would work well with that. And I think they're well done. So, how is the equipment on these guys? Let's take this guy here. He also has a hard pack instead of the soft knapsack. You can see he has a God, can you see it? It's really blurring out on me. Okay, what you can see there is the canteen, the haversack. There's his cartridge box, and does he have a cap pouch? I can't see it. Yeah, he does, but it's really tiny. And the cap box, well, it's probably a British cap box because the Confederates used a lot of accoutrements from England. He's missing a tin cup. With the haversack, a lot of the guys would attach their tin cup to the closure strap, and it would hang on the outside of the haversack. Now, a lot of reenactors will put playing cards and books and all sorts of things. The real soldiers, I doubtful they would do that because they had greased pork in there, and they were probably pretty nasty. They did put them in little ditty bags, but the grease soaks through all of that. Now, I said that this guy looked like the Marx figure. If I pull him out, you get a better feel for it because you can't really tell. You see how he's bent backwards because he's been shot, just like the Marx figure. You'll notice that there's just, I think, 3 poses that have the kepi or a fatigue cap. Just 1, 2, 3. There's 3, and then the rest of the figures have a slouch hat. Now, the kepi was regulation. However, due to supply problems and the individuality of each Confederate soldier, there was a preference for the slouch cap. That sort of individual attitude was also prevalent in the Union Army, but mostly in the West. In the East, they were a little more formal in their appearance than they were in the West. The Western soldiers would have pants with patches, and they were dirty and bearded and wore slouch hats. They looked quite the character. When they marched in parade through Washington, D.C., after the war, everyone was astounded at their appearance, but they enjoyed it. They were all tan and manly looking, and they were a big hit with everybody. So there you have it, guys. I kind of goofed this video up earlier. I apologize for that. I'm kind of tired, I guess. Excuses, excuses, excuses. You know, I remember the first time I tried an excuse when I was in the Army. That didn't go over too well. I was walking down the hallway to the trash can and to throw something out, but the lid on the trash can was turned upside down, so you couldn't throw anything in there without taking it off. And I started to do that, and this drill sergeant leaped out of his office and said, "What the are you doing with my trash can?" And I said, "Oh, I was just going to throw something at you." And he said, "What are you smiling about?" And he started poking me in the chest with his finger like, "Listen, you asshole, don't you ever come to blah, 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 blah." And I thought it was so stupid that I made the mistake of smiling even more. And that was a good way to get in trouble. I think I ended up cleaning bathrooms that night. I don't remember, but it didn't go too well for me. Smiling was not a good idea when the drill sergeant was talking to you. And they didn't even really talk. They just mostly yelled. Anyway, I was lucky. I had a very easygoing drill. His name was Nickerson, I remember. He's a very easygoing fellow. He's a Vietnam veteran. And he had an assistant, and I think his name was Blankenship. And he was an easygoing fellow. I guess I got just really lucky. I don't know. There's a message on my phone telling me something. Oh, your battery's going to die. I forgot. Okay, I'll wrap this up really quick because I only have a couple percent left. So thanks for coming along, guys. Thanks for joining the Iggy Army. These trees are available through BMC, and these other items that I showed you are from Classic Toy Soldier. So I hope you enjoyed taking a tour of a return visit to the Civil War, as it were. And where do you guys want to go? We went to Woolies last time to the lunch counter. I would like a grilled ham and cheese. Let's go to Bob's Big Boy and get a grilled ham and cheese sandwich in their drive-through, or their drive-in rather. You'd park your cars under the canopies, and they would come out on roller skates and oh, my battery's gone. Bye, guys.